Hello guys, welcome back to my channel The Nature and the Wild. So I've got a couple of questions on my YouTube channel, and one of them was very interesting question, and one of my viewer asked me how I edit my bird photographs inside the Lightroom. What is my process or my flow to edit them. So I thought that's a very interesting question and I must answer it. So today in next 8 to 10 minutes, please stay tuned with me, because I'm going to show you my workflow, how I'm going to edit those images into the Lightroom from a raw file and export them as a JPEG. Also, inside the Lightroom, I will show you a couple of new options like the generative AI to remove the unwanted objects, and also the denoise, how we're going to do the denoise and what is the right process to do that. So guys, stay tuned with me. Welcome back to the lab again, and here I have opened a picture which I have taken very late in the evening when the light was not that good. And if you see on my right hand side, it was taken by Canon R7 and at 200 mm, because I use a lens RF 100 by 500. So at 200 mm at f5 on 1 by 800 second of shutter speed, and ISO was 1600. Okay, and this image, if I zoom in, so if you can see, there are a lot of noise in background. Although I try to take it as much as low ISO possible, but during the situations low light, and I could manage only ISO 1600 and with 1 by 800, because the bird was taking a bath and it was moving, and if I go more slower, then I got a rolling shutter effect, a blurry image. So if you see, this is quite noisy, and we're going to open the Lightroom and going to edit this image pretty quickly. Okay, the second image is also, this image is again in the very evening, and if you see, this image is also having a lot of noise. And if I go to the file info, this image has 3200 ISO, just double, and at 640 seconds, and on 500 mm, so it was the full lens at 7.1 the aperture. So let's import the images. Import photos from your left hand side. This is the control panel of Lightroom. On the left hand side, then you go to the location where you have saved your pictures. So in my case, I save it on the desktop. You can see these images here. On the left hand side, you can see the various option panel, where they call it navigator. You can zoom in, zoom out the picture, and then you have the catalogs and imported pictures, and you can also get a lot of filters here to apply on your image. And then on the right hand side, you have your control panel where you color grade the images. So let's select the first image. If you just double click on it, the image will open, and if you press the R on your keyboard, you can crop the image as per your need. So this image is already looking very good. I don't need to change anything. Very nice. Okay, let's press the enter. The image is a little bit cropped. Now, before editing, we must understand how we are going to edit the image. I always like little bit dark and shady mode, So my process is, I always edit the background first, because when I edit the background first, I do all the changes. Then I know what I must do with my subject, how much I need to expose my subject. So let's follow the same process. On the right hand side control panel, if you can see, there is an option. First one is the edit. Second, you have the crop. Then you have your removal options, different removal options. By the way, Lightroom just launched a new removal option called generative AI. You can just select the brush and move over any portion, and it will remove that. So let me just demonstrate you quickly. This is the brush, and I select it. So if I select this part of that porch, okay, and press on apply, it will take 2 to 3 seconds. It always depends on your computer speed, so take some time. And let's see what it does. It just removed the portion. So you can see, guys, that portion is not there anymore. It has been removed. Wow. So this is how this generative remove worked. I love this feature. I tried it a couple of times and most of the time it's very accurate. You just need to select the area a little bit outside also of your selection. Okay, so let's do the first step. Let's go to the masking, and if you see, when we do the masking, we have a couple of options. We can select the background, we can select the sky. We don't have a sky here. And then we have the subject selection, and then we have object, we have brush to select it more precisely, couple of areas you want to select. And then we have the linear and radial gradient, which you can also use to mask different areas of your image and edit them more precisely. So the first thing first, I always select the background. Let's select the background. Lightroom is very intelligent to select the background properly, and if not, then I will show you what you need to do. So now look, it select the whole background except the subject. That is quite intelligent. So let's go to the subtract and take a brush and remove some spaces from the bird, because I see a couple of places of the bird is also has been masked. So just great. And I don't want to do anything. I don't want it to do any changes to my porch, because I like my porch as it is, little bit dark and shady. So let's remove the masking from that, and we will add the mask little bit with the brush. Then you also know how to use the brush. Okay, so you see it's quite good. Now let's use the add and brush, so we can add. Let's make the size of the brush small and remask the spaces like this. It takes some practice to do very precisely all the places, otherwise it won't work. And here a little bit, very nice. Let's go down here. Okay, perfect. We are done. Let me a little bit remove from here. It's coming too much on my tree. On this bush. Okay, perfect. So this is completely done. So the background is too dark, so let's little bit change the exposure, make it little brighter. And on the right hand side you have your control, you have your tone setups, where you can choose the exposure, the contrast, the highlight, the shadows. So I'm going to change a little bit the exposure, make it a little brighter, little bit. It looks good, not more than that. Shadows little bit, if you want you can take it off. I think I will keep those little black shadows here, because later they give a nice effect. Because, and I will change the, this is too green, I want to change the color a little bit to complementary, maybe like this. And nice. So guys, the next option is very important. You want your image to be a little bit isolated and the background looks smoother, cleaner. So what we're going to do, we're going to take out all the textures, the clarities and the sharpness from the background. Otherwise your image will not look so clean. So in this scenario, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the texture, so that means the details, and the clarity, so it will make it more smoother, and the sharpness. So if you see the changes, the image, it was like this, noisy, and when you take this out it become more smoother, nice, and little bit denoised. Okay, so the work with the background is completely done, guys. Rest option, what we are going to do, we're going to choose the subject. Let's create a new mask, select the subject. Subject is selected. Again, I don't want to do anything with my porch. I like it this way, nice and dark. Maybe later. Okay, perfect. Let's remove the shadows from here. Nice. Okay, this looks great. Okay, now if you see, the bird was little bit underexposed. On your exposure triangle, if you see here, exposure meter, it's in the more in the shadows. If it is in the middle, then it's more balanced, and if it is here on the left, it's more white. So what I'm going to do, the first thing first, I'm going to remove the shadows. Why? Because if you increase the exposure, you might overexpose your subject. So first, remove the shadows. Little bit of your highlights, and then you select the exposure and get the highlights down. This is a little trick. First put the highlight little bit on, then play with your exposure, and then take the highlights down. That's really give you the nice texture what you need to do. I'm going to little bit adjust the color here. Perfect. Now remember one thing, in the Lightroom there are two different options. One is the texture, the clarity. So the texture means it will enhance the details of your bird, like the feathers, the eyes, so as much as you put the texture on, it will enhance the details. And if you put the clarity on, it will make the shadows more dark and try to make the image more populated. But I don't want that to do right now. I will play with the clarity later after I post process the image completely. But now I'm going to expose a little bit, somewhere around 80%. Looks perfectly fine. And little bit on the sharpness, 30%. So you see, the image is already looking quite polished. Now let's hit the third option, is to take another mask as a brush, and I want to edit the eyes separately. I always do that. So if I go take the eye, little bit exposure on the eye, let's take the texture on the eye, some color, always try to edit the eye separately, and then your image will look completely different. So this is done. We are almost done, and let's move to the next step. The most important part is the next is the denoise, and the Lightroom introduced the denoise a couple of years back, maybe a year back, and it used AI technology to reduce the noise and enhance your image. So when you click on the denoise, it will start populating all the data from your image, the raw data, whatever edits you have done and all the stuff. Then it will generate a preview for you, and on the right hand side you see there is a bar. Normally it is 50 by default, but I try to put it between 35 to 40 and not too much overdo it, otherwise you will lose the details of your bird. And then you cannot select other two options, because when you denoise, you can only denoise, you cannot change the resolution, and it's showing it will take another 4 minutes. But keep in mind, this time can vary according to your computer speed and computer hardware. So I have a quite good laptop with high processing unit, so that takes me 4 minutes. So let's hit it. When I click on the enhance, you see there is a bar going on, the progress bar. So we need to wait. It is showing now 10%, so around about 80-85% it will be done. So I'll be back after this. Stay tuned, guys. So if you see, the image is quite denoised, the background, the noise is completely gone, and images look nice, crisp and sharp. So let's do the post things. What I'm going to do, I'm going to little bit enhance the exposure. Overall good, and I will play with the clarity a little bit to make the bird more pop up. Nice. So We are done, guys. Now let's go and file and export and click on the signature. Don't forget to put your watermark and export. Takes a couple of seconds to export the file. So guys, the file has been exported. Let's go and see the file. Here are two images. If you see, the left was actual raw image with very high ISO 3200 and all the background birds, everything was very noisy. The noise was there. And on the right hand side, the processed image where I denoised the image, edited a little bit, enhanced the image quality, and you can see how does it look. So guys, I hope this give you a nice idea and a good workflow how you edit your images in the Lightroom easy way. At the end of our video, and thanks a lot for staying with me, and I hope this gives you a nice idea how you're going to use the Lightroom and what process you should use in an easy way to edit your bird photographs, quick and fast. And please like and subscribe my channel, and put your questions in my comment box and let me know what else you want to know. I will be happy to give you some answers, and see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot, guys.